Hello, denizens of the universe. I'm the R Scrooge, and joining me today is.
S.R Nohbody.
Today we are going to be talking about what possible myths and legends are referenced in a variety of different cartoons.
Uh, so any specific ones we're gonna go over, or like just in general?
Ah, I was thinking just in general, since quite a few different ones popped up in conversation, and even just passing reference to them. Interesting food for thought.
Right. Yeah. Uh, my notes. I've got Steven Universe. I've got Ladybug. I've got. Uh, I still need to do a bit more research for Friendship is Magic. A little bit on Detention Air, and I didn't find. The only thing I found on Star Versus was something about Buff Frog, but it wasn't really anything about mythology. It was just his name, but that's not important. So let's see where to start.
Let's start out with some of the more minor ones, the ones that look promising, kind of have a reference. Just yeah,
Hmm. All right, let's see. Well, on my notes, the big ones I can think of are Ladybug, so I'll save that for later. But with smaller ones, got Steven Universe, and a few of them, like, well, I found some similarities between the Watermelon Stevens and the Dragon Teeth soldiers from the Jason and the Golden Fleece mythology.
really. How so?
Well, you have well, the dragon teeth soldiers were sewn into the ground and then sprung up instantly, similar to how the watermelon uh, Stevens, watermelon seeds themselves kind of seem teeth like, so then they sprung up overnight, and then they are also capable fighters, such as the dragon teeth warriors were sprang fully formed with armor and all that.
Wow. Wonder if
Oh,
there'll be any more references to that in the next Watermelon Steven episode.
probably. I mean, considering the fact that the survive, like in the legend, in order to get past them, either Jason or one of Jason's men, it's been a while since I've read that story, threw a rock amongst them, and they all started killing each other, thinking like, "Hey, who threw that rock? Did you throw that rock? No, I didn't throw it." They started killing each other. But the ones that survived ended up founding a city. And so I can only assume that the Watermelon Stevens end up on an island where they eventually live out their watermelony lives.
That's going to be interesting. An entire island of sentient anthropomorphic watermelon.
It wouldn't be the weirdest thing on that show.
That it would not. Try, Trying to think here, I can swear that there's at least couple other cartoons that have had some sort of weird creatures. Okay, this is going to be the dumbest reference I can think of where you have several creatures pop up. They're kind of unwieldy and they have to be taken. Oh, I just thought of something better. No, the one reference I'm thinking of would be the invasion of the clones of Timmy's dad from Fairly Odd Parents getting their own planet, something like that.
Kind of similar to the Chalk Zone episode where a bunch of fans of Rudy's comic for Snap made chalk versions of Snap, and so Rudy eventually had to gather them all together and make their own planet.
Yeah, except in this case, the Watermelon Stevens are going to have their own island.
Yeah, and then What would be kind of funny is if Malachite somehow enters the picture with that.
That would be one of the most absurd and ridiculous ways to have Malachite come back. I hope that happens.
Yeah, because then you'd have Lapis seeing Steven's form and be like, oh, I gotta protect these. And Jasper seeing Steven's form and be like, I must destroy these. And then the two of them wrestling on that. It's like, no, protect, destroy, protect, destroy.
And for more visual fun, you could enter the gem mindscape, or the gem's whatever that particular zone is that they brought up in Chilly Tide. And Lapis and Jasper are kind of wrestling back and forth. It's not nearly as dramatic. It's played more for comedy this time around. Just that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, something I was really impressed for me finding this was Ronaldo. Ronaldo could basically be a reference to the Greek. Uh, let's see, what was it? Future seer, or a different way of saying it. The Cassandra. And what she is she was a daughter of a king of Troy. She was hit on by the god Apollo. She rebuked his affections. And he said, all right, fine, you can see the future, but no one will believe anything you say. And she predicted the fall of Troy and tried to stop the Trojan horse, but of course we know how that went down. So with Ronaldo, nobody believes what he says. They just write him off as a conspiracy theorist. Night in the Museum references are not welcomed. However, the difference between Ronaldo and Cassandra is the fact that now, since we fans know that what Ronaldo says is right, we actually will start listening to him. So I guess the crew could make that connection again by having him say something that we might take seriously, but it'll be false. So they'll be like, should we listen to the prophet or not?
He did manage to predict the diamond hierarchy. Coming back to the watermelon Steven thing, what if he says there will be a giant green amalgamation that attacks an island of sentient watermelons, and
Well, because since we know the watermelon Stevens exist, that we understand it, but everyone else wouldn't. Where's that myth?
if Ronaldo is a reference to Cassandra, it does seem like the series is building up to another big battle with Yellow Diamond or some kind of tension with Homeworld. He might end up predicting that, but it'll be presented in such a way that it'll divide fans on is this what route they're going to go, or could it turn out differently? Just
Hmm. Well, he might be one of the only humans that could know how to defend against the. Ooh, interesting theory. What if the debris from the ship? What if Ronaldo got his hands on a gem destabilizer from that, and that is what his topic of discussion during the Beach City Beachapalooza was? Considering the fact that his topic was identifying rock creature, whatever it is, and defense against it, or electromagnetic rock, sentient rock, and defense, or whatever it was. It's been a while since I've seen it, and I didn't pay attention. Oh no, the reference is true. He is Cassandra.
he also drew Peridot on the chalkboard. What if he was sort of lurking around and he happened to see her jump out of the spaceship and run away, and that was the first time he saw her, and that's how he discovered the spaceship and got the destabilizer.
Hmm. Well, I mean, her life pod or escape pod was out on the farm, and then the debris from the ship was in Beach City. So it could possibly be, since the Beach City villains were escaping from the city at that point. So he probably could have seen Peridot's ships, or yeah, escape pod.
Maybe just chalk it up as crackpot fan theory for now, or potential.
Well, there was that. Well, actually, now I'm remembering that scene from Rising. What was it? The
Rising
documentary up.
Tides, Crashing Skies.
Yeah, he saw but didn't catch on tape the crash of the ship. So I guess he probably would have been far enough that Peridot's ship probably could have been in that vicinity of where he was.
I'm pretty sure he has seen Peridot running around somewhere, because the figure on the chalkboard, the dodecahedron hair, that's Peridot.
Or maybe that's just one of those things like grays and stuff, like how we humans assume aliens look. Maybe he just assumes they all look like that, like what he assumed Peridot looks like.
Maybe.
What you looking for? The extension cord that has a three-pronger. Is there an extension cord there? I'll check in the room. Our pals comment: a Trojan horse to the homeworld. I don't know how they do that. Unless during the evasion, the crystal gems end up stealing one of their ships.
That's highly possible.
Well, actually, what was it? Of Wayne and Puppets. I'm trying to remember if that's Brain Teaser.
Yep, that's Brain Teaser.
Yeah. Okay, so she's recommending that they rebuild Perry's ship, which they have all the pieces in the temple. So technically, they could try that.
Probably could get away with it. The only snag I'd be kind of skeptic about, what if they have some kind of scanning system or special code for identifying ships or something? Their technology is advanced enough that that's not really beyond reasoning.
I don't know. I mean, Emmett and the other master builders from the Lego movie were able to get through those scanners.
Fair point.
Hmm.
Hmm. So maybe boil it down to this: keep your eye on Ronaldo. See what else he says and does next time he appears on screen.
No, I don't like him.
You don't have to pay too close attention. Just maybe keep a casual eye on some kind of reference he makes in regards to diamonds or something like that.
Yeah, true. Actually, now that I think about it, oh man. Okay, so whenever Peridot was explaining the cluster to the gems, Steven's sock puppet thing was kind of snake-like, and even his talking was kind of snake-like. What in Steven Universe is referred to with the iconography of snakes?
Huh. Ronaldo mentioned the snake people.
So what if the cluster actually is snake-like? Oh, then we'd get the multitude of different legends, one of which being the Norse one of the Jormungandr, the other ones of the Ouroboros, pretty much the myth of the World Eater, which is usually viewed as the perpetually eating, tail eating snake.
Holy crap. It ties back into Ronaldo being a Cassandra type figure. He started out talking about the snake people, Steven's sock puppet.
Hmm,
It syncs up.
that might be possible. And considering the snake eat world eating thing, like okay, so the gym hybrid monsters, I also found the connection to the Fomori within or Celtic mythology, since the Fomori are known for being hideous sea-like monsters with missing body parts, and the gym monsters themselves are missing body parts and stuff. So there's two connections to Celtic and Norse mythology. You've got the Jormungandr, the Ouroboros, and now the Fomori.
Huh. Definitely a really strong foundation to start with. Just really tentative to say anything or forward any other ideas or thoughts. I think the strongest one is definitely Ronaldo playing a role as Cassandra, the cluster being a world eater. Those two are definitely promising. The Fomori one is as well, but starting to draw parallels or anything else between them, kind of tentative to do much beyond. There's potential for these to connect.
We'll just have to wait and see.
May just get your missing piece in the upcoming Steven Bomb.
We just need a theme, and the theme will probably be involving Lapis.
Probably.
Stephen Bomb 5. The this time the blue lady will be happy.
Uh, I highly doubt that. She she still looked very upset in the leaked promo. I actually kind of question if Lapis ever smiles when she's hanging around somebody that isn't Steven.
Yeah, someone actually did that compilation. Like Lapis has only smiled twice in the entire series, and both of them were with Steven.
Yeesh.
It's like let let the blue lady be happy, sugar woman.
Squidward's got to run for his money in the Grumpster department. Though, in
Yeah,
Lapis's case, it's understandable.
true. Especially if she's supposed to be an analogy for Lucifer.
True that.
Hmm.
I think I'm going to read through Dante's Inferno in anticipation of Lapis's next on screen appearance. Because there might be a few more things that pop up for that.
Yeah, it's possible. Um, yeah, I pretty much stated everything on that one video comment I did, which I can't remember all of it. Hmm. Although I didn't mention that the Mindscape for Lapis, the Chili Teed and all that. So within Dante's Inferno, Satan himself is trapped within an icy, like in the icy depths, and he's chained up, similar to how Lapis herself in the Mindscape is chained to a glass reflective ice-like, well, it's water, but it's ice, whatever, state. So there's that connection.
There's also the wings, and a potential fall from grace since we don't know why exactly she was trapped in the mirror.
Yeah, hopefully they explain that. Maybe if Lapis is the main theme for the next Steven Bomb, they'll probably have Malachite unfuse early on, either the first or second, and then the rest of the. Oh no, I don't like this theory. So for
What?
the other, so for the other bits of the episode, so let's see, 5 episodes. If Malachite gets unfused in, say, the first one, then you have Lapis trying to adjust on life on Earth, trying to reconcile with Peridot, or at least Peridot trying to apologize to Lapis, and then all this in the other 3 episodes. What if the fifth one is where Lapis just can't take it anymore and her mental state goes wacky and she turns into a corrupted gem monster?
No. Ugh. I can see why. I can see why that one just. Yeah. I hate to say it, but I've been leaning more towards that camp ever since, poking at the idea that Lapis is really unstable. I want to lean more towards the camp that she can be saved. Somebody's going to help her out. I want to hold out for that, but there's still room for it. Let's stay tentatively optimistic.
Uh, I can only be optimistic for so long. Please, Stephen U. crew, give us some happy Lapis. Well, unless the reason why she is in the mirror is she betrayed the crystal gems, in which case, no, don't give us happy Lapis.
Mm,
Great, now I'm conflicted. On the one hand, happy Lapis, on the other, not happy Lapis. Ugh, the fandom will not be pleased either way.
that's just that's just a story you can't please everybody on. Just one of those things. It's set it's set up extreme enough that she's a tragic, sympathetic character. But if you did introduce a fairly questionable backstory, that throws it even more into ambiguity. Or there's a lot of potential for Lapis. I think I'll just leave it at that.
True. Ooh, our pal. Our Powell just asked about Connie or Steven in Myth. I actually have that listed down.
Oh boy, not liking that evil laugh. What you got?
Well, technically, it might not be in a very favorable light, considering the source material in a sense. However, I can possibly find that the creation of Stevani is, in fact, a reference to the Greek myth of, I'm probably going to butcher this name, but it is Hermaphroditos. And what it is, and let's see, I'll try to read this. Um, okay, so once upon a time, the offspring of the god Hermes and Aphrodite, a boy by the name of Salamas. No, that was okay. I can't remember. So there was a nymph named Salmacis. All these names. Anyways, she fell in love with him, but he didn't really like her all that much. So she prayed to the gods that she may one day be united with him. So one day while he was bathing, she went into the same waters and their bodies fused together into a half boy, half girl kind of creation forever.
Wow.
So they are not he, they are not she, they are they. Similar to how the Stephen U crew refers to Stevani, or has told people to refer to Stevani as they.
Hmm. Can definitely see how that particular myth syncs up. Unlike the myth, though, Stephen and Connie actually like each other.
True. So there's the variation. Ugh. Ugh. Cold. Mm.
I hate winter.
I like winter. I just don't like being around young people whenever it's, of course, here I am, 24, and saying young people.
Don't go old man on me. I'm only a year younger than you.
Oh no. Okay, so the only other Steven Universe, the, the only other Steven Universe myth connections I found, well, I probably could have found more if I rewatched the entire series, but I ain't got time for that. Was Blue Diamond's platform. The shape of it, in a sense, could be symbolic of many palaces of the gods found throughout multiple different cultures. It could be interpreted as, say, Mount Olympus, or even the vessel in which the Hindu gods reside, even the cloud platforms from the Japanese gods and goddesses, just a whole bunch of different giant palace in the sky, um, kind of iconography, symbolism.
There's probably a screenshot of this floating around somewhere, and I want to bring that up on screen.
Oh no, wait! I got one more for Stephen U. It involves both the desert glass and lapis.
What's
They
that?
both they both make a reference to the Tower of Babel. Um, okay, so
This is the Blue Diamond platform from Cheeseburger Backpack.
I thought that was the Sea Spire.
Oh, Sea Spire. Yeah, that's right. Oops, I'm thinking of the wrong episode. But hey, the shape of it there, kind of similar to the Tower of Babel.
Right, especially in where are where are you? Hold on. I got this big old book. It's like a wizard's tomb. Just a whole bunch of myths. It's like I know what section it's under. I'm just finding the picture. Gateway to the Gods. Tower of Babel.
The construction for this definitely looks like a deliberate attempt to get as high as possible. It even sort of has several different tiers winding upwards.
Right, and both both the desert glass and lapis do create towers that lead to nowhere. And the connection I found within, actually, hold on, I actually wrote this down in a separate notebook. Page, page, page. Past that. Ah, let's see. Okay, so we've got the desert glass creating towers, as Pearl says it, creating buildings without structure, towers that lead to nowhere, pillars unsupporting anything. So it could possibly be a reference to the Tower of Babel, including the fact that the desert glass's weakness was Lion's Roars, a sonic verbal attack similar to how God's punishment to the creators of the Tower of Babel was to strike all of them with differing languages, thus halting production.
Huh. Wasn't the original intent for building the Tower of Babel to try and as far up to this get as far up heavenward as possible? Was it a
It
sign
was,
of this is how powerful I am or how important I am or
if I remember right, it was the people. It was mankind's attempt to reach the heavens and ascend to the same plane as the gods or God, and God didn't really like that, so he was just like, "Oh hell nah, bam! Now you all have to get yourself a copy of Rosetta Stone to understand each other."
pretty harsh punishment. Speaking of that, I'm kind of wondering what the original intent of the Sea Spire or the Desert Glass were. In Lapis's case, she wanted to return back home. I wonder if these constructs had to be so big for warp pads or more primitive technology for them to get the kind of signal or oomph, or extra oomph they needed to be able to return back to homeworld.
Well, the Sea Spire itself, considering its design is very ancient, classic, and with a hint of Greek ruins, it could possibly the Sea Spire, and even where the time thing was found, it could possibly be a reference to the ancient city of Atlantis.
You can definitely see that. So maybe part of the emphasis on the structure being so huge was a show of power and prestige. The whole maybe trying to show we are the epitome of technology. We are a utopia.
It's possible. Hmm. Let's see. Yeah, and then considering the Sea Spire itself had a moon kind of theme, and the Sea Spire idol had a white diamond underneath it, but with had like a female form on top, could possibly be a reference to the Greek moon goddess of Hecate, which is known for witchcraft, spells, and demon summoning. Actually, that probably wouldn't make sense. So then, hmm, blast. Should have done some research into this.
Sometimes just finding a good starting point, that's significant in and of itself. I'm
Hmm.
going to bring this sucker up on screen, this moon goddess statue.
Hmm. Well, she's holding a diamond clearly, and it does have a blue hue to it. So maybe the Sea Spire is a ref. Maybe the Sea Spire was within Blue Diamond's domain.
Oh yeah, the Sea Spire screams Blue Diamond. If you're looking at references like prestige, elegance, artisan type setup, she was a bureaucrat. Historically, bureaucrats are known for being some of the best patrons of the arts. I actually found an incredibly interesting post about this particular statuette. And even this ties into the episode where, or Beach City Horror Club, where they run across what looks like, or you think at first glance, that's Blue Diamond. No, it's actually a moonstone, or something like that. I think that may be a character that pops up later on in the series or gets referenced again. But in short, this post was proposing that Moonstone was Blue Diamond's gem that created this giant sea spire. That this may be a reference to her, what she looked like, her creating the sea spire, or something like that.
That's just trying to rack my head through all this.
Just a second. What? Darn it. Oh, I forgot I had that up. Super blurry screen?
It doesn't look blurry to me.
Oh, I just stopped screen sharing. I saw somebody in the comments saying super blurry screen.
All right, so that is definitely all I have on Steven Universe. Do you have anything else?
Ah, the tidbit about the moon goddess was the most interesting thing I really have up my sleeve. I need to do a bit more digging around for anything else. The most intriguing thing I've found would be would be Blue Diamond's design holding some passing resemblance to Nicholas Rorik's Mother of the World. But that's just about it.
Right, and considering all the Middle Eastern and Indian uh, iconography found within Blue Diamond's court, such as that like basket thing, or not basket thing, whatever the thing that grew legs. It looks uh, very similar to this what you'd find within the art from India. Hmm, let's see what next on the list. Hmm. Ugh, just realizing my list is actually disorganized and smaller than I would have liked it to been.
Ah, that's okay. You can always do
Yeah, I got
another. You can always do another live event or something on the same topic.
true. Although I've been distracted a bit. I mean, a few things came out that I just had to do. Ugh. Okay. See comments. Oh, Brain Teaser is suggesting a ladybug.
All right. Guess it's time to bring out the big guns.
Yes, and I had just discovered something new for ladybug.
Let's start with that.
All right. Well, all right. So ladybug, as known in the well, I should probably mention spoilers for anyone who has not seen Ladybug or is not caught up on Ladybug up to the 19th episode, which I had just seen today. It was okay. It was an okay episode. Drat, I kind of wished that character had a cooler design. Anyways, the let's see, what are they called? The Kwamis, Tiki, and Plag have been shown to have existed since ancient Egypt. And doing a bit of research, I have looked and I have found that there are actually some symbolism that can be found for both cats cats, butterflies, and, well, even ladybugs within ancient Egypt. Let's see. Start with ladybug or cat noir.
Let's start with cat.
Ah, yes. Cat noir, or chat noir, which basically translates into black cat. And an ancient Egyptian goddess, which was originally she had a lion head, but then as time went on, she went from lion head to a cat head, and is usually, like, statues are usually used using dark stones, so it could possibly be a black cat. But the goddess of Bastet, and she eventually gave birth to the god Khonsu, which I'm probably butchering these names, but Khonsu is a god of moon, so it's possible that Chat Noir is stronger during the night, if they go with that connection.
I hope that there's more expansion on that. When it comes to his particular repartee of abilities, his standout is Cataclysm. With it's this dark energy spear. It's this dark energy spear. How that might pack. Okay, not dark energy spear, but just some kind of
No, no, no. I just found something funny for Basset.
what's that?
Bastet. Okay, well, this book, looking at it, Bastet was a daughter, or sometimes sister and consort, of the Egyptian sun god Ra, and she
Oh,
was
nice.
she was also a goddess of fertility and love, and protected her devotees against disease and evil spirits.
This just keeps syncing up.
And considering that ladybugs are beetles, beetles which share the same family as both dung beetles and scarab beetles, which are both used as iconographies for the sun or the sun god Ra. So that's probably where the love connection for Ladybug and Chat Noir come in. They're fulfilling an ancient love prophecy.
It's been predicted for thousands and thousands of years.
This ship will be canon. Or maybe they'll pull a 180 on us and make it not canon.
No, they're not gonna do that. I'm expecting that from Star Versus, but not Ladybug.
True. It does seem like it probably will be formulaic. Although I'm kind of hoping once they bring in more Kwamis, they start being less formulaic.
Agreed on that. They're just starting to pick up with some deviations or playing with some really interesting ideas. Really hoping they push just a little bit further.
Let's see.
Actually, further in regards to Ladybug being connected with the Scarab, her lucky charm seems to be the reset button for most situations. In other words, making the Akuma good again, clearing away all the damage, conveniently clearing up all the property damage and stuff, sort of healing things per se. The Scarab is symbolic for regeneration. That also syncs up with Ladybug's abilities here. She's pretty much healing or renewing. That's the entire setup for the scarab. In the scarab's case, Egyptians would look at these little dung beetles sort of burrowing into the ground. But where the scarabs are actually getting jiggy with it, sort of putting their eggs and stuff down there, sort of burying them in the dirt, actually in these great big dung balls, they think that it was a scarab renewed, poking up out of the dirt. That it was a new scarab rather than just a little baby that been gestating in this ball of dung. The connections for this are kind of gross.
Yeah, considering the both the dung and the scarab represent the sun god Ra, and the sun god Ra was said to have been born and die every single day at the rise of the sun and the fall of the sun, and so he would constantly be like coming to life, dying, and then coming back to life. So that also helps the connection to her reset button, or it may just be an elaborate reference to Code Lyoko.
That's highly possible too.
Although one of the differences is the fact that apparently everyone like they don't go back in time; things just go back to normal. So people still have that memory, which kind of makes me wonder why Chloe is still has that amount of power that she does. It's like you'd think the students would just be like, Chloe, shut up! You're gonna turn people evil again.
Yeah, true that.
It's like the latest episode, like episode 19, with Reflecta. Yeah, it was Chloe's fault again.
Seriously?
Yeah, because she wanted to be in the next in all because she wanted to be next to Adrian in the class picture. She had Sabrina lock this one girl in the bathroom who was next to Adrian.
Okay. Chloe's plans have reached their supreme level of idiocy. She had some interesting interesting things done with her character. I really like the anti-bug episode, how it touched on Chloe and Sabrina both in regards to character development and such. She got what little redemption I'd be hoping for or expecting. But going back to this kind of sophomoric, come on, man.
I mean, maybe if they remembered their actions after they like became de-akumized, maybe then things would actually be better in a sense of instead of like, oh no, what happened? Where am I? Instead, if they knew exactly what they did, like they had no real control over their actions, but their consciences was still there, maybe then Chloe probably could be developed in a character in a sense of, oh no, I've done all this bad stuff. Maybe I shouldn't be so much of a. Yeah, I should probably change. But no, they're just having their minds wiped.
I'm not
Oh,
going to look for a full-blown redemption on Chloe's part, but it'd be nice to see at least a little more, just little nods here and there saying that she does have some empathy or a little bit of a human side. She's just too much of a brat to completely come out of it.
true. Also, Brain Teaser mentioned that it's like I don't think it'll be have reached the pinnacle until Sabrina gets akumized. Yeah, Sabrina gets akumized, but she is but a side Akuma in that episode. So yeah, even in that episode, Chloe doesn't think it's her fault.
God,
Uh, that episode.
denser than lead.
It's like I really, really would like to like this show a lot more, but with writing for like that kind of character writing, I'm just like, no, it just takes me right out of it.
I know what you mean. I'm kind of tentative to check out the newest episode now since I was getting really excited after seeing the puppeteer and then just this? One step forward, two steps back.
And it seems to be a thing. Okay, so let's go with the main villain of Ladybug, Adrian's dad, I mean Hawkmoth. So, his main theme of butterflies, I couldn't find that much mythology wise for butterflies other than the fact that they represent like rebirth and prosperity and good fortune, yada yada yada. So, why exactly is he evil? And what's his connection with ancient Egypt? Well, the English is in almost every other region. He's known as Papillon, which is French for butterfly, but in English we know him as hawkmoth. Hawkmoth's scientific name being the Saphingidae, or however it's pronounced, but its translation name is the Sphinx moth. So there's the ancient Egypt connection.
Hmm. Anything in specific about the Sphinx that stands out that could correlate with Hawkmoth?
Hmm. I didn't think of doing any other research besides that. Well, besides the name, I found the connection, but then I didn't actually think to look for sphinxes and their symbolism. Because something for butterflies I did find was the concon, which is a Eastern Asian monster. The concon is a severed human head whose ears grew incredibly large to the point where they were able to take flight. So basically, they are human head butterflies that feed off of negative energy and the blood of living humans.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely syncs up.
Yeah. Kind of confused on Brain Teaser's comment here. See what from episode 1? Guess I'll have to wait for the answer.
Do 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 do.
And now we play the waiting game. The waiting game sucks. Who wants to play Hungry Hungry Hippo?
Why do hippos need to eat a bunch of little tiny white plastic balls?
I don't know. Who would mess with a hippo? Even lions don't mess with hippos.
Oh, Hawkmoth equals Adrian's dad. That being the connection from episode 1. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much as soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh, hi, sir, obviously the villain. Like I said, I would like to like this show a lot more if they could just step it up on their writing game. I mean, considering Adrian's dad is supposed to be like this big businessman, we've never seen him other than that one episode with the bubbler. So, what business does he run? Like, how does he contribute to the community of Paris?
He's the businessman. He runs a business. It coordinates how everybody else's business runs. He's in charge of everybody's manager in charge of managers.
I am a businessman. I run business. See, this is my chart. This chart charts business. Business. To answer Will Powell, it's currently on the mythologies connection between Egypt and Ladybug. Okay, so the last thing I found for Ladybug and Cat Noir, the last connection I found so far, um, oh, Will just answered the what Adrian's dad does. Apparently, he's a fashion design company owner. Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
He also appeared in the Pigeon Man episode, but only on screen. So maybe that was pre-recorded. It's like, quick, I must pre-record this. I have Hawkmoth duties to do.
Yeah, standing around in a room full of butterflies flying around and staring into space thinking, why isn't this working? When he could be a bit more proactive and, I don't know, take his butterflies through the streets.
And not only that, but okay, Randy Cunningham, Ninth Grade Ninja, explains why there's only like one or so monsters at a time is because the sorcerer is underneath the high school, so he can only hear the pains from the students in that area. But Hawkmoth apparently has vision all over Paris. Clearly, people are having a really shitty day everywhere else, so technically, Ladybug and Chat Noir should be busy almost all the time dealing with these monsters.
True that. He has an unlimited number of butterflies.
And
There
yet he
hasn't
only used
really,
one.
yeah, there hasn't been a cap on how many he can turn evil at a given time. It's not like it seems to drain his energy or something. Explanation, please.
For brain teaser, I think the butterflies go back to him. I think Hawkmoth might have the Kwami that represents the butterflies, and so they just come back to him. In which case, why doesn't Ladybug and Chat Noir just follow them and find his lair?
True that.
Hmm. Oh well. Once again, the writing deflates the show.
You mentioned there was one other Egypt connection in
Oh,
Ladybug?
right. Got sidetracked.
Sorry.
Uh, not you. It was mostly the comments. Although, not to blame them, they helped me. Um. Okay, so I was kind of questioning for the other Kwamis. There was a scene in the intro of a light pink one, and I'm like, well, where does that one take place? Is that Hawkmoth? But then I also looked at the little kind of jewelry box thing, and there's a whole bunch of them. And I think one of them might have been blue. I'll have to look that up. But in the episode Timebreaker, or the one where that skater chick gets turned into an Akuma thing that wants to travel back in time, which, once again, that episode brings up the fact that Hawkmoth not only can control one, but can control multiple, at least two. So, yeah. Um, the person that gets turned into that is Alex, and she's given a watch, which apparently is magical somehow, but we're never given any other explanation other than that scene. Um, her dad, his shirt has Egyptian hieroglyphs on them, and looking up anything involving time and ancient Egypt, I found the god He. Hold on. Oh, sweet! There it is! Yes! Thank you for that. Okay, so the blue one, look at that. That looks similar to a palm reed, the ones that you kind of see usually when depicted for ancient Egypt royalty. Usually the people would be the slaves would be fanning the ancient Egyptian royalty. Okay, so the god He, or the female version of it, Hauhet, is the god slash goddess of time. And what did the dad give to Alex? A watch. And another symbol for He is the palm reed that is shown right there on the blue symbol right there. And her shirt her shirt and most of her designs on her clothing are scale like and have snakes, which a snake is one of the symbols or the animal like heads on the goddess version of Hahet. So yes, that might be the connection there. And so if she ever obtains a Kwami from that, maybe it'll have something to do with time.
Just a second, found a really good close up of the snakes on her sleeves. So, pretty much identified who one of the next front running superheroes or who's going to join Ladybug and Chat Noir's team are.
Which on the one hand, I kind of would like to see that maybe added like a another dynamic, but on the other hand, we need more reoccurring villains.
Huh. I'm
Oh,
kind of curious. Go ahead.
uh, just brain teaser mentioned the fact that Alex's brother was turned into the Pharaoh in that one episode, so there's that connection as well.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he might end up being one of the. Eh.
Well, the watch was given to Alex, so
No, I was thinking maybe he might be one of the recurring villains. Definitely curious as to why at least one hasn't been introduced.
yeah, it's kind of a disappointment, especially considering the pitch video showed Mr. Pigeon and the mime multiple times. I really liked that mime episode. That was a really good one.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the better ones out of the entire series. Well, thus far.
Yes, I can only hope that at some point we get more reoccurring villains other than Hawkmoth.
I guess what gets me about the Akuma, the restriction is when they're taken away from a person, that's when the person's power dries up and goes away. But in the puppeteer, they show that these people can indeed reassume their evil identities, that they go straight back to the akumatized version of themselves that they were previously. But that is possible. What if Hawkmoth found at least one person who liked being akumatized or could sell him on being one of his minions? I don't think that's too much belief in logic.
Hmm. Well, I mean, if they have to follow the depressed or emotionally distressed motif, then that person would more than likely have to be very. They wouldn't be completely right in the head. They probably have a lot of.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd probably have a lot of issues in a sense of they need some medication to. But I don't think they're going to tackle that on the show. Oh, and as for brain teasers mentioning that stormy weather and Lady Wi-Fi have been reoccurring, yes, but technically they both appeared in the artist episode for his comic, and then Lady Wi-Fi appeared later in the episode for the puppeteer. So, and even then, she wasn't re. Technically, she wasn't Akumai. She was just controlled puppetly. But I don't know. I mean, I kind of like that. If that can happen again, I mean, that'd be kind of a cool concept if Hawkmoth can turn the people back even without needing an Akuma.
That definitely raises stakes quite a bit.
Yeah, then he tries to figure out Ladybug and Cat Noir's identity. Just be like, all right, so let's see. I've pretty much turned everyone into Akuma. Well, let's turn them all back and see who doesn't become one.
Pokemon Snorlax, I don't know if the Goth Girl would necessarily be the first and foremost candidate. Goth doesn't necessarily equate to constantly depressed.
Nah, that'd be emo. Blast you, emos. As someone who likes the goth culture, I do not like that era back in high school. Whenever emos were first popping up, that's when I was in high school, and people kept confusing goth with emo, and I'm just like, no, but goths are better.
I guess I just didn't pay enough attention to get the difference. I do know that some of the emo takes on certain stuff just yuck. Like the big rainbow hair. No, no.
Ugh. It's like there's a type of fashion and then there's a type of fashion disaster, and no, 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 you cannot mix dark clothing with rainbow hair. It just doesn't work. It's like a bad OC. Do not do that.
Yeah, if you're going to go with all dark clothing, maybe pick one neon color if you're absolutely hell bent on doing so. That looks awesome. This is coming from somebody who took a few graphic design classes and just, yes, love that kind of aesthetic. Just dark black, bright neon color. Just one neon color. It's smooth, it's sleek. Just, yeah, if you're going to do that at all, go that route.
Yeah, that's probably why I like the goth chick in Ladybug. I think her name was Jacqueline, if I remember right. She's the one with the purple hair.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably why I like her design, but it's because it is very gothic and pretty awesome. And she's not, it's not, she's not emo in a sense. I mean, she believes she has a curse when it comes to photography, but other than that, she pretty much seems to revel in being different. So, but then again, the show mostly focuses on Marinette and Adrian.
we'll probably see some more focus and emphasis on other side characters, though. They kind of started. I swear they were poking at a potential romance between the jock and the hippie gal in that one episode. I'm sorry I call her that. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, and I actually do kind of like that ship.
I dig them. Want more, and I would not be upset if one of those two became one of the main superheroes.
Yes, it's like keep that ship, lose the Alia Nino ship.
Yes, that ship needs to die. Okay, sorry. I don't mean it that extreme, but
No, no, the ship needs to be sunk. It needs to be sunk, and then its metal salvaged and used to plug up the holes in any other ships that we have that are taking on water.
yes, I will. I will agree with that. Yes.
All ships.
If Alex is one of the next big front running superheroes, definitely need to keep an eye on those other symbols and see if anybody correlates with them or matches up, because then you've got the identities of the other possible superheroes.
Yeah. Of course, one of the things with Ladybug I'd like to see is an episode that shows past incarnations, mostly due to the fact that, okay, so Bastet was a goddess, and if Cat Noir is a representation of Bastet, that means that in ancient Egypt, the Chat Noir Miraculi was held by a female. So at one point, was the Ladybug Miraculi used as cufflinks?
Holy crap, that is highly possible.
Hmm. Now I kind of want to see a French Revolution kind of take on that. Hmm. Although I would like some confirmation of where each of the Kwamis actually take place in, since I mean, do they all originate from Egypt, or do they originate from different cultures throughout the world?
Okay, I just found something. I cannot just let this sit. This apparently is promo art for another series that the peeps working on Ladybug have in production. called Pixie Girl. Just look at the design. It looks incredibly similar to what Ladybug's current art style, shading, CGI do. And
Probably same
why
production value. Or
why I'm bringing this up at all. Just a second. Look at the pink pair of wings
oh,
inside
that's.
there.
I thought I recognized that. Huh. So maybe Pixie Girl is maybe a spin-off,
I think so. Maybe
and then they'll
maybe
do
all the super
crossovers. Hmm. Hold on. Something looks very odd.
I'll
So,
I'll
so
bring
they've
it up
got
again.
Ladybug, and so they've got Tiki and Plug up on that yin yang symbol. All right, where are you? Come on, book. Give me the goods. Give me the bits, book. Too far. Okay. Okay, so. Well, I guess it's so that way people could see. Where's my keyboard? One of the disadvantages of having a wireless keyboard, sometimes you lose it.
Looks like there's two yellow ones on here. Hmm. Just I can't find any screenshots that have a clear that show a clear symbol for both the green and one of the yellows. Kind of disappointed in that.
Yeah, hopefully, if we get an episode where Tiki, I mean, I hope Marin at one point asks Tiki more about who she is and what exactly it means and all that, and then we get more of an explanation. Actually, yeah, maybe if we get an origin story episode, that yeah, get on that, writers, origin story episode. Maybe that then we'll get some a clear view of these symbols. Let's see. Yin.
I just found I just found something on Tumblr claiming that the symbols on the box are similar to Taoist symbolism. I'm going to throw this up on screen because I found something else featuring the same pink pixie gal.
That wizard dude looks like Adrian. Oh no, wait, no, he looks like the artist dude.
That he does. I am going to throw a link to this particular post in the comments section. I haven't taken a particularly close look at it, but it looks really promising.
Hmm. I guess great minds think alike. Okay, so yin is female, yang is male, so then yin. Oh, where are you? Hmm. Ah, doing research on the fly. Makes for very boring commentary. Other than traces of doot doos, dat das, and paper flapping. Okay, so yin. Hmm.
Pokemon Snorlax just brought up the point. Wait, pixies, Germanic peacocks, India, Egypt, they have evidence. Look. Blue space is supposed to be a peacock. Pixies are Germanic, of Germanic descent, but would be trolls. Huh. Okay, my brain is not parsing all this together. I need a visual aid.
Well, pixies and fairies are were usually found within the both Germanic and in Celtic mythologies, and in fact, even in uh, what was it, Ireland, if I remember right, they still divert construction of roads in order to not disturb certain fairy sites. So, okay, so what culture do these things come from? They've got Chinese and Japanese symbolism, along with Egyptian origins, possibly Celtic origins. Where do these things come from? Ah,
Maybe
writers.
they maybe they take inspiration from several different myths and setups and such.
So did they eventually get together at some point whenever everyone was getting closer to each other, and then just formed their team or whatever? Mm, writers.
Maybe.
It's like, blasted writers, give me answers.
I found something that shows a slightly more clear variant on one of the symbols here. Bring that up. Looking specifically at the yellowish orange in the back. Kind of looks like a trash can.
Symbolizing us fans.
Dr. Alphys confirmed is one of Miraculous Ladybug superheroes.
Anime is real.
Oh, oh, shoot. I forgot I had screen share up. Nah, I'm not really 100% sure what that is. I wanted to bring it up in case somebody else might have better insight on it. Try.
It could possibly be a reference to a comb
Hmm.
or a jellyfish.
I'm gonna
Hmm.
poke around a little bit more and see if I can find something more clear than that. That's just the best one I've found so far.
The only thing about mythology and combs I can think of was that one demon that, yeah, they had to use a comb in Jackie Chan Adventures. In which case, the comb would probably be tied to Chinese, which ancient Chinese myth, which, considering the color, could possibly be a reference to the Yellow River. So then, would we have to look for Chinese connections? Hmm.
I just found this. Not entirely sure who the Gallon Orange or the Gallon Yellow are. I'm a bit skeptic about the Gallon Orange because of the great big booby cleavage hole in her outfit. But
I don't know. I mean, the design sim looks similar to a fox, so maybe it's like a white pattern.
yeah,
But
my mind's in the gutter. I'm sorry about that.
my mind's always in the gutter. It helps because as long as you know what's in there, you know what not to look for.
Okay, looking at this, I believe there's official promo art flying around for Pixie Girl right here, so she's a potential. Not entirely sure about Fox Girl, but since she has official art, or it looks like somebody found something promising, that this might be. This one looks like another maybe a honeybee motif. Maybe the comb. What I was mistaking for a comb was a honeycomb or something like that. Or, God, maybe I'm entirely off base. Really, the green
Brain,
one,
Brain
it
Teaser
looks like a
says
heart
the orange one is Volpina,
Volpina.
which Volpina, variant of Volpe, which means fox. So yeah, I guess the fox. I guess I was right for the fox thing.
Nice. So we have at least two definitely confirmed, or close to it. Volpina, she's going to have dark hair. I think there's a dark-haired gal in the cast. The blonde, I I don't I don't know. She's going to have her own spin-off. Honeybee, pro, Honeybee and Fox might show up in Ladybug or show up in her spin-off. So there's that. Blue one, I'd bet money after hearing your evidence, SR, that that's Alex. The green one, that not sure. Might have a better idea if I could distinguish what that symbol is. It looks like a heart, but just eh.
Yeah, we'll have to wait till we get a more clear picture of it.
It's driving me nuts. Gah!
And like I keep saying, I want answers, writers. Give me answers.
I'll bet if I just poked around in the Ladybug tag, I'd find more stuff because that's where I've been finding a lot of the stuff just from a random Google search. And hey, there's Pixie Gal. So holy crap! I just found something else. God, I need to start lurking around on this in this tag on Tumblr. People are finding stuff left and right.
Hmm. I don't know, Will Powell. Oh, the green one being glasses kind of seems doesn't seem very clear. Plus, thinking of symbolism and glasses, all I can think of is Piggy from Lord of the Flies.
Also, Pokemon Snorlax, your connection with peacocks. I think I just found something that might just hold a little bit resemblance to that. No guarantees on this, but it looks like there's two of the other possible Ladybug crew here. I think the other one was kind of off. The art didn't really sync up with the stylization of the show, but these two definitely do. I'm going to link to where I found this in the comments section. The blonde looks like she syncs up with one of the yellow or sort of golden yellow symbols. She's got something to do with music. Whereas blue right here, maybe I think I'm off base with saying it's a peacock symbol, but I I don't know. Not entirely sure.
Well, considering the symbol kind of looked like it was, if it is peacock, it's plumage, and the males are the one that looks pretty. So for Alex to have the hmm, so then would the Kwame, if the if the peacock one has to be male in order for it to be the pretty peacock, the pretty peacock has to go to male. So then would the Kwame that Alex possibly has go to her brother?
I don't know. Was her brother a brunette?
Hmm. I have no idea. Hold on. Marcus
Actually,
Ladybug,
there was a green one in that lineup. I saw something else that I was kind of tentative to put up on screen since I'm
food,
not sure if it was
anime.
official or not. I'm going to throw this up on screen anyway. There was something that had an Ouroboros for green. And that syncs up with the snakes on Alex's sleeves. I'm going to see if I can find this again. I'm just kind of tentative too because I'm not sure if this is official artwork or not. Oh, it's on the Miraculous Ladybug Wikia, so just a second here. I can just get this.
While you're doing that, okay. So yeah, see Alex's brother. He's kind of got like a brownish hair, but it's kind of reddish.
Oh, okay. Hmm. So he's a potential.
He's got blue eyes. And the scarf he's wearing is kind of scaly. Or no, those kind of look like fleur de lis. Hmm. Okay, so on that image, so we've got the fairy, the ladybug, the cat noir. Is that an ox? Maybe a lion? A snake? Is that a bear ring? And then what? Rooster cufflinks?
Or earrings.
So then what's the other ring across from the bear? And then the one next to the bull. Hmm.
I'd bet money that the ox up there, or the bull, that might sync up with the Jock character. This one over here
Possibly.
looks like an eagle's head.
Right, and then the one with the that's white with the lines, maybe hawk moth.
Oh, something about the Pixie Gal and Hawk Moth. Her symbol, her symbol looks exactly like Hawk Moth's crest. What's up with that? I'm going to put up a visual of that, or a couple of visuals to elaborate on what I'm saying. So here's a pink one right here, and the way and the shapes that kind of pop out, they look like the Pixie Gal's wings, and it's pink. So there's a strong possibility that that's her Kwame. But then you turn around and look at Hawkmoth's brooch. Trying to. Here it is. Look closely at it. It looks really, really similar to that specific symbol.
So then, would Hawkmoth lose that possibly by the ending of season one, and it being given to Pixie Girl?
Maybe. I'm kind of wondering if there's some kind of connection between the two. It looks like she specifically has a brooch on her chest, a bright green brooch. Is this showing up on screen?
Nope.
Darn it. Okay. Okay, there it is.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. There's her bright green brooch. Comparing it with Hawkmoth's, it looks pretty similar. Actually, I I don't know about that. I'm going to go look back at that. which looks way too small to sync up with Pixie Girl's green chess piece.
Unless, of course, he found a way to use its power without actually having the Kwami itself. Like he's siphoning the power away. Maybe that's probably why he doesn't get involved, is because technically he doesn't have the full power.
Huh. Be pretty interesting if that were the case.
Okay, Brain Teasers says the blue boy is called Kid Mime. So if we can get like a battle between the Hawkmoth's mime and this Kid Mime, actually no. What would be even better is great. Now all I'm thinking about is that Dexter's Lab episode where Dexter gets bitten by a clown and turns into a clown, and Dee Dee learns to become a mime in order to stop him.
Oh, Poke Snorlax brought up a really interesting point. The blonde blonde gal that was playing the flute or harp instrument, her name is Melody.
Hmm. Well, maybe she can use different instruments, and each different instrument has a different ability.
Maybe.
Yeah, but considering the writing of the show, I'm not gonna hold my breath so far. It's like, Ladybug, I want to like you, but come on, step up your game. It's like it's supposed to be inspired by American and Japanese superheroes and stuff, yet the show itself is very formulaic.
Okay, I think just going to put Ladybug or shelve Ladybug for now, because quite a few interesting things popped up there. Really interesting foundation for figuring out who the other future superheroes might be. Just gonna leave it at that. Any other interesting myths or legends pop up in other tunes, or
Um, well, I've been meaning to do a bit of research on chaos gods to try and find some correlation between Discord and, well, chaos gods. Of course, one of the only few things I could find is Loki and his children. But the only other thing I found for Friendship is Magic is due to the cutie map and the like round table like imagery. It's possible that Twilight and her friends could be a reference to the Arthurian legend of the Knights of the Round Table. But I'm not well versed in Arthurian legend because it never really interested me. So I'm gonna have to do a bit more research on that to get any definitive confirmation. Ow, nearly bit my tongue.
there's also the sun and moon relationship between Celestia and Luna. There's a couple different myths you could go off of. The one that immediately comes to mind, I poked at Greek mythology a bit more than any other kinds of myths or legends. Unfortunately, I've been meaning to get more well versed in other, but I digress. There's a legend of Apollo bringing his chariot around, dragging the sun behind him for day, and then Artemis is the gal who drags the moon with her chariot at night.
Which an inch. Oh, the back of my book fell off. Oh well. An interesting thing about Greek myths is that they have like two sun goddesses and two sun gods and three moon goddesses. So there's a bunch for that. Although the only ones that are actually related are, as you said, Apollo and Artemis.
Huh.
Huh. Actually, now that I think about it, with Friendship is Magic, there's two characters related to the moon, and so far one character related to the sun. So, hmm.
There's another character related to the moon. I'm sorry, I'm not
Yeah,
caught up on Friendship is Magic.
yeah, Nightmare Moon.
Oh yeah, yeah, that definitely counts. You have the good moon goddess and the evil moon goddess.
So, possible for. Hold on, let me do. Luckily, I've got this keyboard. Where are you? So, possible for Nightmare Moon to be referencing um, okay, so the Greek moon goddesses are Selene, Artemis, and Hecate. Although Selene herself is, although Selene is regarded as the personification of the moon itself, and her Roman equivalent is known as Luna.
Oh,
Hmm. Symbol is the crescent, which is on both Luna and Nightmare Moon's flank. Let's see, Hecate's symbol. Oh, 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 yeah. Hecate's abode is the underworld. She is the goddess of magic, crossroads, moon ghosts, and necromancy. And considering all of that being uh, considered evil, Nightmare Moon herself being considered evil. So brain teaser, King Sombra. Let's see. Wait, Dawn Goddess. What Dawn Goddess is brain teaser referring to? Let's see. Wait, is she referring to Cadence? Gonna wait on that answer. I thought Cadence represented love, in which case she'd more than likely be, if we use Greek myths, she'd be referencing of Aphrodite, which would kind of make sense considering Aphrodite married Hephaestus, who was considered the ugliest of the gods, and not to knock the character design, but Shining Armor isn't exactly a stud. So,
I like to think of both as Hasbro's mandated royal pony couple, and Cadence's Hasbro's mandated pink pony.
it's Cadence was Hasbro's way of getting those pink Celestia toys out of their warehouse. And now we've got Princess Flurry Heart coming in season 6.
Flurry Heart.
Yeah, originally the name was Skyla, but apparently they changed it, and it's the daughter of Cadence and Shining Armor.
Now I remembered why I don't keep as avid tabs on the show as I might have at one point.
Yeah,
Granted,
I,
I do watch standout episodes like Sisterhood Social with Big Mac, or that one I had to. I just had to. Then
well, no,
Cannon's
all I'm thinking
Investigation.
is the Anthony C did the entirety of season 5 in one long video, and when it came to the Sister Who Social, he did a Rocky Horror Picture Show parody for the song "Sweet Transvestite."
Brain Teaser's response for Dawn Goddess was Eos.
Okay, Eos, Greek goddess of the dawn, sibling of Helios and Selene. Well, let me grab my mythology books, or just one. I'll just grab the one. Don't have that much. Hey, I found Faunus.
Technically, wouldn't Twilight count as one of the? She's a princess of magic. No, is it friendship?
I think it's both. Actually, no, yeah, it's friendship, but for the longest time, the fandom called her the Princess of Magic.
Okay, not going to crack open. Not going to poke at that. That's not really relevant point here. Don't think it contributes anything to the discussion of what else might correlate to the Princess Celestia, Princess Luna connection to Artemis and Apollo, and etc.
And uh, just looking at Eos and her description, just yeah. I kind of hope that they don't use that for Cadence in her inspiration, considering she was known for having a reputation for passion and fell in love with a large number of young men.
They're not gonna put that in. They're not gonna put that in My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
Yeah, but the dark part of the internet will. And
The dark part of the sorry,
let's
go
stay
ahead.
away from that part.
Dark part of the internet has turned every one of those ponies into that kind of interpretation, really.
Yeah, just give it enough time, the internet will do anything. Hmm. Let's see. Oh, that was fast. Will Powell apparently made fan art of my book.
I'm gonna bring it up on screen. I was logging back into my DA.
Okay, so the only thing on my notes I have left, uh, Detention Air, however, that goes really into spoiler territory, and I would prefer not to unless you've seen it. Um,
I haven't watched it yet.
it's a little less than 50 episodes, which it's like, damn it, it's for being at less than 50 episodes. Ooh, what was it? Oh, let's see.
Okay, presenting Poke
Well,
Snorlax's interpretation of your book.
needs to be moldy. Yeah, this book on mythology I have, it was once submerged in water, and yeah, that was due to a flood because of the washing machine pipe freezing and busting. Yeah, that was not a very fun day. I could have gotten electrocuted, but
No!
yeah, it looks like there's some paper mold on it, but I still keep it around. Hmm.
Trixie, Starlight, Sunset, Moon Dancer. This is from Brain Teaser.
Yeah, there seems to be some kind of like theme going on with those characters. So maybe we'll get an episode with all of them together. I doubt it, but I can dream, can't I?
Actually, Trixie could sync up with Hecate.
And considering her uh, Hasbro name, which has been adopted as her last name, which being Lula Moon. So she's known as Trixie Lula Moon. So she has Moon in her name.
Nice.
See, so Twilight Sparkle, Trixie Lula Moon, Starlight Glimmer, Sunset Shimmer, Moon Dancer. Which, interesting fact for Moon Dancer, which Tumblr user? One of them that I bookmarked, which I probably should just go ahead and click follow since I have a Tumblr now, is Zazu. She collects dolls, and one of them is old My Little Pony generations, and she pointed out that Moon Dancer was once packaged with another one, and so made the kind of fan thing of those two characters being married. So the comic is Twilight visiting and Moon Dancer like, oh yeah, I forgot to introduce you to my wife, and Twilight's like, you mean your friend? No, no, my wife. Oh. Hmm. Make it canon, Hasbro.
They're not gonna.
I know, but I can dream. Alright, so Will's gone, and he just explained how he got electrocuted.
See ya, Poke Snorlax.
Yeah, mine was sleeping in the living room and on the couch. There I am, and so it's wintertime, so I have the heater on, and I wake up one morning and I'm like, why is my hand wet? And I open my eyes and I see the heater is strangely longer than it should be. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So I jolt right up, turn on my lamp. There's a puddle of water all over the floor. And it even went up to the heater. So I pretty much had to play the floor as lava in order to, yeah, I had to play the floor as lava to get behind the heater, which had no water at that time, to unplug it real quickly.
Man. Okay, so you have at least a couple slated for detention air, but revealing any would be major spoiler territory.
Right. And then the only other thing I have is for Star Versus, which I've explained, or I've mentioned it um, earlier with Ludo being referenced to a Kappa. Let me get a swig of water.
Okie dokie.
So with Star Versus, the only other thing I could find is about Buffrog, but it's not really mythology. It's basically his name.
Ah, bring it up anyway.
Okay. All right. So his name is Buffrog. Well, Buffanophobia is the fear of toads. And what is Buffrog if not Ludo's toadie?
So fun.
So then the other thing I found is his real name, Yevgeny Bogoyabov. That last part, Buff, so that's probably where Ludo got Buffrog. But I looked up Yevgeny. Yevgeny is the Russian version of Eugene. And as soon as I stopped laughing about that, then I quickly realized we have a criminal character who goes under a pseudonym because his real name is Eugene, who deals with a magical princess with blonde hair.
Oh my god.
So yes, we have a ship for Star and Buffrog inspired by Tangled. which we could also use the princess and the frog, considering Buffrog being a frog and, well, Star being a princess. So there's two Disney movies, and Buffrog being a monster, or a beast, and Star being rather cute, or another word for that being beauty. So we've got three Disney movies for that ship.
Is that really a ship? Do people ship this?
No, but now that I've put it out into the universe, it shall become a crack ship.
All right. All right. I've been drawn into one person's conspiracy for one crack ship. I guess I'm going to have to jump on this one too. This one's a bit too clever to pass up.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that I didn't wake up anyone else whenever I found all this out. Because oh man, I started laughing and laughing. Yeah, so that's all I got on my paper, other than Over the Garden Wall being a reference to Dante's Inferno. But Trey the Explainer already did a video on that.
Yeah. So, pretty much gonna wrap this up. Don't really have anything else to add on my part. Well, one more thing about Miraculous Ladybug, though. Uh, Brain Teaser mentioned that some of the promo art and such that I was thumbing through, those were designs from previous incarnations. I really need to start just poking around this tag so I get my tags straight, get my facts straight.
Yeah, I
So
probably should have
it's
poked around the tag on Tumblr a bit. Oh well, just kept
that's,
reading books.
that's still a couple of interesting insights out of there. Definitely some solid evidence or possibility that Alex could become one of the superheroes. I will stand next to that.
Or a supervillain. Or anti-hero.
That's possible too. An anti-hero would definitely shake things up. It'd be nice to see a bit of moral gray. Might make the writing for Ladybug a bit more dynamic and interesting.
Yeah, just hope one day, or just hope one episode that one of them figures out or starts looking for clues on who the other one is, starts picking up on things.
Won't argue there.
All right. We'll pin pick on the wiki. Hold on that.
Oh,
Don't ask me about spoilers article. I don't care. Uh, she's appeared or hasn't appeared. What? I don't remember this. I mean, it looks like it's from the show.
powers and abilities, flute playing, weapons, flute. Okay, so it looks like Melody's Melody's original trademark carried over to this particular character. If the wiki is anything to go by. Volpina was first revealed when crew member Wilfred Payne posted a drawing of her on his Twitter. When a fan page on Facebook shared the image, Thomas S. Truk added a comment where he revealed her name. In that Facebook comment, Thomas also noted that she may or may not be another miraculous holder. Ooh, so if there's some ambiguity to that, she might be a superhero that decided to just pick this up, and become a superhero of her own volition, not because of the miraculous. That'd be an interesting. That'd be an interesting addition.
Although if I may say something about the design of Ladybug that I'm kind of disappointed is that okay, so you got in the pitch video, she's got those long scarf things
Eh,
that were attached to her like hair tie things. I kind of understand why they would have gotten rid of that, but at the same time I'm kind of disappointed because it kind of looked kind of cool because it kind of made it using the word kind of a lot because it looked made it look like when a ladybug, like the shell for a ladybug, and then whenever she's jumping up through the air and stuff, kind of looks like the wings are out and all that.
true that.
Really, yeah, I really like that iconography, but whatever helps the animators get through with animating. mm, Finding it is a pain. Oh well. All right. So I guess more mythology research is needed, but it seems to be it for now. For now.
Yep, definitely gonna pick up on this particular topic again.
Once more evidence and stuff is found as the shows continue.
Yes.
All right.
Well, thanks for joining us and tuning in, everybody. Have a good night.